Welcome back, you guys, your boy CK. Now obviously the game of football, they wear helmets. So most of the time you don't even see their faces. I'm hoping that's the logic EA applied, to some of these faces because they're just extremely unrealistic. I decided to go position by position, scrolling through the best players and seeing which one of them had unrealistic face scans, and I put them all on the same team. No, we will not be using Philip Lindsay. Madden corrected their mistake earlier in the year. But oh man, just imagine if I did this months ago. He'd be on the thumbnail. Speaking of someone who's on the thumbnail, this guy. Or I don't even know if you can call him a guy. I mean, look at what they did to my man's Logan Cook. That doesn't even look like a person. Looks like an alien. Next up, we have kicker Aldrick Rosas. He doesn't even look like the same ethnicity, bro. What was Madden thinking with this one? Okay, I don't know where they were going with this. Next up, we're looking at strong safety John Johnson III, or at least we should be looking at John Johnson III. Not even close. That's all I'm just gonna say about that one. Now, what I noticed while doing this is usually like the highest of the high overalls, like the 99, 97s, you're not gonna see any atrocious face scans or atrocious faces, because not every player gets a face scan. But as soon as you get to around like the mid 80s to the low 80s, that's when you can really see EA got a little bit lazy, and that's where all the ridiculous faces come into play. So just keep that in mind. Landon Collins, I would have for sure thought he would have an exceptional likeness in Madden, but that was not the case. Look at what they did to him. Remember that face, by the way, because yeah, we're gonna see it at least one, maybe two or three more times in this video. There were a few exceptions to the rule. Okay, we had a few very high overall elite players like Earl Thomas III that just did not have a very good likeness for some reason. EA just neglected an elite safety. I don't know how. I mean, Justin Reed's reaction was my reaction when I saw what he apparently looks like in Madden. This is another face that is very repetitive in this video. Okay, it's supposed to be Marcus Peters, but they use it for like 4 or 5 different players. It gets out of control. Now we're looking at Jonathan Jones. Cornerbacks were pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this one, the facial structure was just not there. Okay, so I felt like I had to put him on the team. How do you butcher Steven Nelson this badly, bro? He looks like a bobblehead, bro. That doesn't even look like a person. This one, ah man, yeah, that come on now. That looks nothing like Ronald Darby, bro. Real quick, let's just revisit Landon Collins. Okay, you can see it. Now let's go back and let's take a look at Prince Amukamara. The same exact face.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Why would you do that, bro? You thought we would have noticed? Like, what was the plan of attack right there, EA? Zero chance you would know who this was if you didn't see his number or the name. That's supposed to be Shaquille Barrett from the Buccaneers, bro. I don't ask me how. Bro, look at this. The same face we saw on Landon Collins and Prince Amukamara. That's the one they use on Dante Fowler Jr. This one was pretty bad, okay? Like, it looks like a person, just not the right person, okay? Joe Schobert looks nothing like that. This one cracked me up. I feel like what they did was they looked up Jordan Hicks, and I think they actually used the MLB Jordan Hicks instead of the NFL Jordan Hicks, because he looks like the MLB one just a little bit more. This one's supposed to be Zadarius Smith. Skin tone not where it needs to be. Yeah, just one of many problems. Guess who's back? This time they used him for Darius Leonard, man. That's what, number 4? Once again, some of these are like decent faces. Like they look like normal people, just not the right people, okay? This is supposed to be Chris Jones, but I don't see a resemblance. They use the same dude for both D tackles on our team.
How do you do that?
Now, before I show you his face, just take a wild guess as to which one it's gonna be.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The 5th time, I believe, we've seen this face in this video. I guess this could kind of pass for BJ Hill if he was stranded in the desert for 5 years. This one kind of looks like the guy that we've seen like 5 times, but just slightly different, like his long lost cousin. Supposed to be Brandon Graham, but I don't know. I don't see the resemblance. I debated using this one on the thumbnail because it was just extremely bad. I mean, they didn't even try. Like, you didn't even get his hair color correct, bro. This man's a ginger and you made him have black hair. All right, moving on to the offense. At right tackle, we have Taylor Moton. Remember this face, okay? You're gonna see him again very, very soon. At least they got the dreadlocks right with this one, but once again, just It looks nothing like him. This is supposed to be DJ Fluker. I told you we'd be seeing him very soon. They use the same exact face for Rodney Hudson. This one's one of the best of the worst, I would say. You know, it's not completely terrible, but it's still pretty bad. Same with this one, okay? Cut me some slack, all right? Do you know how many faces I had to look at?
Oh my God, all of them.
So even though I took Isaiah Wynn at left tackle, I was debating taking Andrew Whitworth. You guys let me know, should I have taken him over Isaiah? Leave it in the comment section below. This one was a no-brainer. As soon as I saw it, I knew it looked nothing like Gerald Everett, so he's one of our tight ends. So this one actually looks like the person, except for the fact that they made his skin tone about like 20 shades too light. I really didn't want to have someone this good on my team. Like every time I saw someone that was at least a 90, I kind of just didn't want to put him on the team, but I had to. I mean, come on now, those eyes look nothing like Adam Thielen's eyes. What is that? We've seen this guy before. I'm pretty sure he was one of the defensive players. He might have been Kamiko Ture. I forget which one he was, but this is supposed to be John Brown, and it's clearly not John Brown. We've also seen this face before. It's supposed to be Tyrell Williams, but as you can see, there's just no resemblance at all. We literally just saw this guy. Only thing that changed is he has a little eye black on him. It's supposed to be Taylor Gabriel this time. One of the worst ones I've seen out there in terms of the hair. Once again, just completely disregarded the hair color. They made him like a ginger. I don't know, that's like a mixture of ginger brownish, but it should be black is what I'm getting at, okay? And finally, Deebo Samuel, last wide receiver. Yeah, you be the judge. Tell me how similar they look to each other. Yes, I even decided to do fullback for once, okay? Alec Ingold looks nothing like this guy at all. Another player who actually looks like, you know, a real person, just not the right person, okay? It does not look like Joe Mixon, not enough. This one was not even in the ballpark. I mean, at least they got the dreads right, but everything else was just wrong. This was supposed to be Aaron Jones. It's gonna be tough to fuck up quarterbacks, man. There's one I found, but I need to find them backup. Like a lot of these look exactly like the player in real life, because I mean, quarterback, the most important position, you kind of have to get the face right, you know? Like if you're gonna do anything, you got to get the face of most quarterbacks, most starting quarterbacks correct. So I did find one quarterback, but I'm looking for his backup. Found him. This is supposed to be Brett Hundley, and yeah, it just just doesn't look like him. And then the starting quarterback for the Unrealistic Faces team is Kirk Cousins, okay? In my opinion, that looks more orangish than brown. Maybe, I don't know, like a mixture of both, but not even just that. The face is not close enough to Kirk Cousins' face. You know, hey, quarterbacks, once again, it was really tough. So now that you've seen our 87 overall team of Unrealistic Faces, let's see how far they can go. Holy crap, 14-2. We made the playoffs, obviously. Didn't matter what his face looked like, okay? His play on the field was immaculate. 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Kirk Cousins. Rushing game was nasty. More specifically, Joe Mixon. 20 touchdowns on the ground. We're gonna have to check the record books and see if that's in the top 10. No, nigga! Not quite. Still amazing season from him and Aaron Jones. 9 touchdowns as the backup. Even Huntley got 4 on the ground. No one had 1,000 yards through the air. You know, the rushing game was just that nasty, but a lot of touchdowns to be spread around. You know, Thielen led the way with 9. Gabriel was second with 8. Schobert led the team in tackling, as per usual. That's what the MLB tends to do. Tackles for loss, Chris Jones and Shaquille Barrett led the way. 14 sacks from Mr. Jones, man, he probably won an award or 2. Brandon Graham right behind him with 11. And then Schobert and Peters led the way with 4 interceptions apiece. Earl Thomas, Jonathan Jones, Justin Reed right behind them. They ended up 14th in total offense and 11th in total defense. They allowed the least amount of points, tied for the 4th most fumble recoveries, and they had the most interceptions, man. His defense was disgusting. That boy from Philly won the MVP, man. Carson Wentz. No one was in the top 10. Joe Schobert, 3rd for DPOY. Mixon was 2nd for best running back. Hudson was 1st for best offensive lineman. On the D-line, Chris Jones got 3rd in the NFC. BG got 7th. Schobert was the 2nd best linebacker. And then Peters was the 2nd best DB. You also had Jonathan Jones at number 5. All right, so now we have a matchup versus the 10-6 Cowboys. And we lost. I swear, every time I do a simulation in this game, it's always the Cowboys that win in the playoffs. I just don't get it. I understand they have a lot of talent, but Jesus, maybe once, you know, the Cowboys could lose. Come on, man, this is unbelievable. At least it was a close game. Kirk Cousins did his thing, 1 interception, 5 sacks. Holy crap, their D-line must have been going crazy. Still proud of his team, you know, of players with unrealistic faces. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, go ahead and please destroy the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Here's how the season ended up finishing out in case you care about that sort of thing, man. The Ravens won the Super Bowl. And on that note, I'm out of here.